Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, Rashard McCann is in the news, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Rashard McCann. He a cool dude. Rashard has been in a lot of drama. I've not been talking about it. I've been following it, but I haven't been compelled to do shows about it. There are a lot of people that have done shows about it. Shout out to them. It's just not something that's like moved me to the point of talking about it. But Rashard has been having his back and forth with other NBA guys and all that. So Rashard is he definitely been in the news, right? So as you guys know, Bam Adebayo scoring 83 and turned himself into public enemy number one. Everybody coming after Bam, son, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. When you do things the right way, you get the right results. When you try to cheat the process, you're going to get these kind of results, son. You know. And this is where we are. A lot of people are getting at Bam because of that, because of what went down in that game, especially in that fourth quarter. If he did it pure, no one would have said anything. So is it worth it? Or rather, was it worth it? Bam could have finished that game with 70-something, and no one would have said nothing. But when the fourth quarter antics ensued, you sullied your own milestone. And a lot of people have been talking. There's been a few people defending him, but most people are not feeling that 83 points. They feel like it's fugazi, right? But now that we're talking about it, I remember after that game occurred, we did a live show where I said Kobe's 81 is by far more impressive. One, because of how he got it. Two, the context of the game. The Lakers were down, so they actually needed those 81 from Kobe. Whereas the Heat were up by like 20-something with like 3-4 minutes to go, and Bam is still chucking up shots. But because of the era, context matters. Kobe scored 81 when teams were averaging 97. I think the Lakers that year were averaging like 95. And he scored 81 points. 81 out of 122 points. Whereas Bam scored 83, when his team scored 150. 150. Kobe's team scored about 40 more points. Bam's team scored about 70 more points in the game. And the average score per game today is 115. So that matters. And how you did it also matters. No one was going out of their way to help Kobe score 81. They weren't fouling and doing all of that basketball. It wasn't a basketball mockery throughout that game. It wasn't no shenanigans or goofy, you know what. Like, they weren't goofing up the game. It was a real game. This was just some other stuff in that fourth quarter, right? Well, Rashard McCants decided to jump into the conversation. We got an article here from Fadeaway World. And it says, Rashard McCants claims Kobe Bryant could have scored 130 points in a single game if he wanted to. And I'm like, yep, this one's going to have a lot of people talking. But before we can get into this article here, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. The playoff push is heating up. Tournament hoops are here, and there's no better time to make your picks on PrizePicks. Every bucket, every dime, every win means more when you're right. And here's what got me excited. PrizePicks now has team picks. So on top of all the player picks you already love, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals too. I've been using it and honestly have no idea why I waited so long. I made my first team pick on a basketball game the other night, and it made watching so much more fun. The best part, you can even pick who's going to cut down the nets in a few weeks or who's winning it all this summer. All right in the same PrizePicks app. And team picks are available in 35 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Washington. If you're right on your picks, you cash in. It's that simple. Download the PrizePicks app today and pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoffs rolls on. And get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, so let's read on what it says. For just over 20 years, the late great Kobe Bryant had the second highest scoring game in NBA history. Bryant racked up 81 points for the Los Angeles Lakers against the Toronto Raptors in 2006. and was just passed by Miami Heat star Bam Adebayo. Adebayo scored 83 points for the Heat against the Washington Wizards on Tuesday and got a whole lot of backlash for the way he pulled it off. Bryant's performance is still being held in higher regard in many corners, and former NBA player Rashard McCants believes he could have scored a lot more. McCants told the Sports Rush that the Lakers icon could have gotten 130 points if he so desired. There's a formula, McCants declared, especially when it comes to points per quarter, stopping the clock, shooting threes. Kobe Bryant knew this formula. He could have gotten at least 120, 130 points in a game if he wanted to. And then it goes on. If it was pointed out that if a player makes three layups, hits 2 threes, and sinks 4 free throws in a quarter, that's 16 points right there. You need to get 16 more, though, for 130, and that's easier said than done. McCants is suggesting here that Kobe Bryant could have scored another 50-odd points on top of the 81 in a game if he wanted to, and that seems absurd. If nothing else, fatigue would have stopped him from getting 130, as he would have put up a ridiculous number of shots. All right, so let me kind of react to what Rashard is saying. Do I believe Kobe Bryant could have scored 120 or 30 in 2006? No. I don't think so. No. There was too much defense, man. There's too much physicality. No. Do I think Kobe could have scored like 90 points? Yeah. Yeah, I think he could score 90 in the high 80s. Yeah, I think that's conceivable. Given the fact we'd already seen him outscore an NBA team in 3 quarters by himself. Yeah, Kobe Bryant outscored an entire NBA team with Dirk Nowitzki and these guys in 3 quarters by himself. That happened. But to score 120 in 2006, no, I don't ever see that happening. Now, if you're telling me Kobe Bryant played today and you can't touch Kobe Bryant, well, when you could touch him, he put up 35 a game. When you could touch him. If you're telling me you can't touch Kobe Bryant with this era, with this athleticism, I think it's conceivable for Kobe to eclipse 100 points in a game. Maybe even 110 points. That's conceivable. Kobe is good enough to get you 25 a quarter. And Kobe can stay hotter for longer. He can. And I remember when, I think it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, someone said the minute Kobe Bryant passes half court, he's a threat. He has unlimited range, especially when he's hot. You can't guard him with double. It doesn't work, right? So I don't think Kobe could score 130 like Rashard is saying back then. I don't think that's possible. Certainly, when the slowest era in the history of the game in terms of pace and all of that, no, I don't think he could have. But if we're talking about today's era, I think he could eclipse 100 points. 100%. I think he could do it. I think Michael Jordan could do it. I think those 2 guys could do it. Absolutely. And Jordan even more so probably because Jordan plays with a lot more force than Kobe. So it also depends what Kobe we're talking about. We're talking about 24 Kobe or number 8 Kobe. They're different because number 24 Kobe would kill you with jump shots. Number 8 Kobe would demolish this league. So I don't agree with Rashard saying 120. If that's what he means back then, no, I don't believe that. But do I believe that Kobe could eclipse over 100? Well, let's put it this way. If you adjusted Kobe's 81 to this era, it would be like 120 points. Let's put it like that, or 100 plus points. Let's say that. If you adjusted his 81 to this era, it would have been an over 100 plus point game. That I can easily agree with. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments when we catch you on the next show. Peace.